Time keeps moving ever forward, and we yet again find ourselves entering another new year. For me, it was a year of growth, though I'm not entirely talking about the channel. In terms of subscriber count, I gained 10 fewer in 2021 than I did the year before, and I made 2 fewer reviews, if we're counting both kit reviews and stick it as one category. At the end of the year, I found myself just above 750 subscribers, well on my way to the big 1,000 I had initially aimed for way back last January. 2021 was also mainly a year of struggle for me, as multiple times I asked myself why I do what I do, why I make these videos, why I collect, and why I even bother with the Transformers community sometimes. I still haven't found the answers to all of those questions, and I suspect these issues come from internal sources as much as external ones. Graduation from university now seems like an increasingly close inevitability instead of one eternally far off, and my classes, and therefore responsibilities, have increased in importance. I've spent more time branching out into different hobbies and spending time with new people, and this has left making these YouTube videos feel a lot more like busy work than I ever intended it to. I alluded to this in last year's Top 20, and it's only gotten worse as 2021 went on. However, I've essentially gotten rid of some of the big plans I had for this channel, or at least put them on the back burner, and that has done wonders to alleviate things. If you had been on my Discord server before I opened it to the public and saw the absolute wall of thumbnails I had in the gallery for videos yet to come, you'd know what I mean. Hopefully, things will be different in 2022. With that out of the way, let's get to what you're really here for. You've already seen the title and thumbnail, but no, I will not be doing a top 21 list this year. 20 was more than enough last year, and I feel like going back to basics and only going over 10. The same rules as last year apply. This is a list of things I received in 2021, not things that came out in 2021. Got that? Let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Buzzworthy Bumblebee Origins Bumblebee. While not truly good per se, Origins Bumblebee is an extremely interesting figure. This is the first official attempt at recreating Bumblebee's Cybertronian speeder form from the pilot episode of the original cartoon. Of course, that alone isn't enough to warrant a spot on the list. What does is his transformation. I had initially expected a basic bitch shell former, but my friends can attest to how amazed I was at his truly unique and complex transformation, which incorporates far more than I ever thought possible. He has his downsides, sure, such as his small size and the fact that he can't actually hold any of his accessories. Still, Origins Bumblebee gave me such a great first impression that I can't help but talk about him in a year-end retrospective. Number 9. Beast Wars Optimus Primal. The Beast Wars reissues that have come out this year have been quite a mixed bag. Quality control seems to be a major issue for this run, especially in the cases of Rat Trap, whose joints are far too loose, and Megatron, whose gear-driven gimmicks don't work correctly. Optimus Primal still suffers a little from this affliction, but fortunately manages to remain an amazingly fun figure. The original Beast Wars Optimus Primal is legendary with his impressive size and weight and his plethora of fun gimmicks to make up for his simple transformation. This was the reissue I was looking forward to the most, and he lived up to the hype. However, it turns out he wasn't the best one. Number 8. Classics Bumblebee. 2021 was a year I spent filling long empty gaps in my collection, namely the Classics-era Autobot cars. I got Rodimus the year before, and this year saw the additions of Universe Silverstreak, Reveal the Shield Trax, and Jazz, among others. Hardly any of them held a candle to the wonderful simplicity of Classics Bumblebee, however. This is as perfect an adaptation and modernization of a classic character as you could get. His transformation is incredibly dynamic for how uninvolved it is, and both modes are pretty much perfect. His jet ski trailer accessory is unnecessary, but it's still pretty cool and adds an extra dimension of fun. I'll definitely be on the lookout for Cliff Jumper this year. Number 7. Classics Mirage. There was one Classics Deluxe better than Bumblebee, though, and there are multiple reasons as to why he's higher up on the list. For starters, Mirage is incredibly well articulated both for the era he came from and the modern day. His proportions are a little strange, but he looks unique with his wiry frame compared to the big box bodies of his brethren. His transformation is somewhat standard, but makes up for it with an amazing open-wheeled race car mode. What really puts him over the top is that he has clearly outclassed every single Mirage that's come out since to date. That's not their fault, though. It's hard to improve on perfection. Number 6. Kingdom Cyclonus. This one I expect to find on many end-of-year top 10s. The Kingdom iteration follows the Cyclonus family tradition of being absolutely perfect in both modes, and making the other offerings in the line look like they've been sitting on their hands, at least when he's given his own mold. This figure has been described as a true masterpiece by some, and for good reason. It's extremely hard to think of a single other figure that comes close to how clean Kingdom Cyclonus is in both modes. I think it's safe to say that his transformation blew us all away as well. I would have loved to put his commander on the list as well, but alas, I received him a week too late to qualify. Number 5. Armada Night Attack Team. I bought these back in August as an impulse purchase. I had some money burning a hole in my pocket and felt a desire for a proper minicon team. I was looking at a couple different options, but my friend ID Armed convinced me to pick up the Night Attack Team, and boy am I glad he did. From the moment they arrived on my doorstep, I was enthralled. They look great with their unified color scheme, and their articulation is pretty impressive for their size and era. Skador especially impressed me with his absolutely unique transformation. So yeah, nothing too glamorous, just lots of fun. Number 4. Revenge of the Fallen Ejector. Ejector was one figure I've had my eyes on for a long time. The one and only toaster transformer? How could I resist? Getting him in hand confirmed that he is just as fun as I imagined him to be. This little shit gremlin has lots of character, an interesting alternate mode, and another unique transformation. There's a lot to like here, even if he is mostly a novelty. Number 3. Cybertron Defense Red Alert. The Cybertron Defense team has been something of a grail to me for some time now, and I can't thank my good friend ID Armed enough for procuring it for me at TFCon last year. This has to be hands down one of the best and most interesting figures from the entire Cybertron line, and revels in its lack of temperance and moderation. With 8 wheels and a mile-long removable missile adding to his impressive chunk, Red Alert is not only a highlight of Cybertron, but a highlight of my collection as a whole. Now, maybe this year I'll finally get hotshot and do a review miniseries, yeah? Number 2. Beast Wars Cheetor. This one came out of left field for me. Out of the 4 Beast Wars reissues that we got last year, the only one I was expecting to really be good was Optimus Primal. There's just something about Cheetor that I can't really put into words, but I'll try my best. Maybe it's because he's just the right size, me being a mostly deluxe class collector and all. Maybe it's the simple and fun transformation and articulation. Maybe it's the fact that he's the only one of the 4 that doesn't feel like shit. Whatever it is, Cheetor's leapt far higher up this list than I anticipated. Number 1. Kingdom Airraiser and Skywarp. If you know me, this isn't a surprise. I grew up owning 2 birds and have always preferred them to both cats and dogs. I love birds, plain and simple, so getting a bird transformer, a damn good one too, is enough to warrant a spot on this list. What puts Airraiser and Skywarp above the rest just comes down to how good they are. The bird mode is not the best, I admit, but the sheer amount of joints placed in their wings is impressive and allows for really graceful flight poses, not to mention how cleanly they fold away during transformation. The robot modes are striking as well, packed with tons of expressiveness and posability. I just love everything about them, and I have no qualms putting them ahead of figures which otherwise should be up here. So, that's my list. If you liked it, leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to join my freshly minted Discord server. That's pretty much the only place I've been for the past few months, so it's the best place to be to receive updates and chat with your favorite YouTuber. If you didn't like my list, then it's your fault for having bad opinions, isn't it? This was fun. I'll be back again pretty soon to review some more Toy Hex sticker sheets, and after that, I've been working through some plans to shake up my future projects. Until then, this has been Katastrophe. Transform and roll out.